politics and the finances around it are monumentally fucked, and are currently becoming less and less interesting for me to talk about. Because with every passing day, there becomes less and less available to the politicians to fix the country. And it's very hard to have an opinion other than the UK is headed for a financial disaster. Donald Trump and the Iranian war are causing havoc across the entire global market, and it's set to affect the UK very badly. Because we rely heavily on imports, natural gas, and are pretty terrible at generating our own energy, renewables or otherwise. I've seen the right of British politics lobbying the government to start drilling more in the North Sea. But anyone with a brain knows it's too little too late. These will take years to become active. And this is a lot of my frustration with net zero and renewables. It's not actually a bad idea, but it's being implemented terribly. And this is because no government has yet wanted to spend the money necessary on the infrastructure. We currently cannot store most of the energy generated by wind farms, solar, or tidal generators. We don't have the battery storage capacity, nor the cabling that would allow us to move such large amounts of electricity around the UK. Personally, I would have torn up every piece of the HS2 plan and funneled it all into renewable energy, because it's going to take tens of billions. But that's just me. And because we aren't, we're about to get sucker punched by oil and gas prices, which is going to lead to another huge inflation spike, which is going to make all of our lives harder and worse. Again. I'm currently toying with the idea of making a short documentary about why young men and young women's relationships in the UK seem so strained. And spoiler alert, I think it has a lot more to do with capitalism than it does misogyny and misandry. And this next cost of living crisis is just going to make all of our lives worse. I've gone beyond anger, and I'm just into desperation for my generation ever getting some financial good news. But honestly guys, the current answer to the polarisation in the UK politics is not more polarisation. It's just living with the reality of what's happening in the UK. No one is fixing this. Not Labour, not Reform, not the Greens, certainly not the Tories. But blaming Labour for literally anything that's happening right now would be crazy. They have no control over anything. Plus we're maxed out on borrowing and taxation. They have nowhere to go. My only message with this video is please try and be patient with one another, as we live through what's going to be the fourth financial disaster in 6 years. Happy Easter.